Hey, what's up guys? It's Lexizzle, and today we are going to talk about Fire Emblem Three Houses! Today we're going to discuss why, in my personal opinion, the Golden Deer House is the best house in the whole game. Before I get into the video, I just want to say that this is just my opinion, and I know everyone's got different opinions, and I respect that. I've only played through the Golden Deer House and the Blue Lion's House. I'm currently playing through the Crimson Flower. I haven't decided if I'm going against the church or if I'm going against Edelgard yet, and I have played a little bit of the Ashen Wolves, but not much. So I don't know if you want to really put that into effect, or if you really want to trust what I'm saying because I haven't played through everything yet, but just wanted to let you know. And one more thing, for those who haven't gone through the Golden Deer House or any of the other houses or even played this game, this is a huge spoiler alert. So if you don't want to hear any spoilers about the games, now's your time to leave. So, I have three really main discussions. Let's get started with the first one. Story. As awesome as the Blue Lion's house story is, and as cool as the fights between Edelgard and Dimitri are, the Golden Deer and Verdant Wind route is by far, in my opinion, the best that I've ever gone through. It made a lot of sense about certain things that we saw throughout the game, but were kind of didn't really know what was happening, especially in the beginning. Like with those who slither in the dark and Nemesis. They're both brought up in the beginning of the game, and there's even a trailer, right before you start the game, there's a little cinematic of Rhea fighting Nemesis before the whole story starts. It made me glad that I chose the Golden Deer route at first, because had I started with the Blue Lions, I would have never known what would have happened with those characters. I would have been so confused and been like, what are these characters? What happened to Kronia? What are those who slither in the dark? What? If you were playing, wouldn't you be a little curious to see what happened? So that was the first short part of one of the reasons why I think the Golden Deer House is better. So let's go on to number 2. Boss fights. To me, the Golden Deer House had the best boss ever. It was more chilling for me to fight Nemesis than it was for me to fight Edelgard, despite the fact that Edelgard did look really cool and creepy. And I'm guessing that in the Crimson Flower, if you choose against the church, you just fight Rhea as her dragon form like you see before the time skip, which is cool, but at the same time, like I mentioned earlier, I would want to know what Nemesis is like and why he's so scared to talk about or threatening. To me, he was more terrifying, more difficult, and overall just more suspenseful to play. Not to mention, the Golden Deer House had the best boss track that I've ever heard, and it should have been on Smash. I love Apex of the World, but God-Shattering Star is just so good! And to me personally, it's probably one of the best boss tracks I've ever heard in my life. There's just something about God's Shattering Star that I just love. It's just so good! And it's also kind of cool that the voice actor for Claude did a cover of it, which if you haven't seen it, I'll put a link in the description below. So that was the second part, and now we're gonna get to the third, longer part. The characters. The characters in the Golden Deer House to me are probably the best that I've ever come across. Don't get me wrong, I adore everybody in the Blue Lion's house, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of playing through Crimson Flower right now, and I'm not loving everybody in the Black Eagles. I'm sorry, but I don't know. I just can't connect to them as well as I can connect to the other characters in the other houses. However, there just seems to be a bigger variety of personalities in the Golden Deer House that I can connect to a little more than I can with the Blue Lions. There's three really main big chunks of personality types when you look at the Blue Lions. So you have your tough guys like Dimitri and Felix and Dedue, and then you have your and Ingrid too, I should probably add. And then you have your sweet innocent cinnamon rolls like Ash, Mercedes, and Annette, and then you have your funny people like Sylvain. Sylvain is just awesome. However, with the Golden Deer House, everyone has their own thing that I personally love. For instance, Hilda's super lazy, which I can relate to. Marianne is really shy and worries about being a burden to other people, which I can relate to. Ignatz loves art. I love art. Raphael loves food. I love food. Lawrence, listen, I have a love-hate relationship with Lawrence. I think, to me personally, is better than Ferdinand von Ayer, but that's just me. Yoni is a badass. I love how determined she is. Not gonna lie, that's kind of why I named my puppy after her. And then, if I'm forgetting that. And then, of course, you got Claude, who is like a prankster and a schemer, and I love. This then leads me to my other big discussion about the characters in general, which is Claude. A big reason why I got hooked into this house at first was Claude. When my brother was introducing me to this game, I saw the 3 houses and I saw Claude and I thought, ooh, I want to pick him. And in the end, my 2 favorite characters of all time are Dimitri and Claude. But there's just something about Claude that makes him a little higher on the list than Dimitri. Dimitri's story is really awesome, and he has one of the best character developments in the game. However, there's just something about Claude's story that's kind of inspiring in a way. Both have gone through a lot of trauma, but Dimitri kind of like lets it eat him a little bit until Edelgard is known as the Flame Emperor, and everything goes down in Fargus, and he lets it consume him, and he gets feral.
Kill every last one of them!
He, has all this hate until the Battle of Eagle and Lion, and he talks to Byleth and gets better. With Claude, he's had a lot of trauma just for being who he is. And despite that, he still is so optimistic and so eager to reach his goals. He doesn't particularly like the church as much as Edelgard. However, he doesn't let that also cloud his judgment on what he should do to get to his goal. He's super smart, not just with his pranks and his schemes, but strategy-wise, he's very smart. And he'll also ask for allies and get help from people that he knows will benefit him to winning the fight. And personally, I think that's a smart move. He even did that with the church and with Almyra as well. He's just overall wholesome, kind, and just a great leader. And if I had to choose between Dimitri and Claude on who would be let's say the president or the leader of just Fogland altogether, I think Claude would be the most ideal and strategic leader. Because I think sometimes Dimitri lets his emotions get the best of him. Claude doesn't. Not saying that Dimitri is a bad leader, but that's just personally how I feel. And that is why I think Golden Deer House is the best house in the whole game. And again, this is just my opinion. I know other people really like the Blue Lion's house, and I know other people really like the Black Eagle's house, and they may think in their opinion it's the best. And I have friends that love the Blue Lion's house a lot more than the Golden Deer, and that's fine. This is just my opinion. Overall, each house has their own unique, amazing stories that gets people hooked in. Thanks for watching my video. I'm sorry if I rambled a lot. I did have a script because it is a lot to cover, and I was trying to sound right, but at the same time, I also get nervous that I ramble and sound like I don't know what I'm talking about. So I did some research beforehand. So if you like that video, please go look at my other videos. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!